Hi everyone, it's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I sell all of the fabulous Stampin' Up! Products that I share with you. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of time from your busy day to join me. I truly do appreciate it, and I hope you are having a fabulous Wednesday. I did not announce that I was going live, as I've been on the go all day. Miss Maisie had a vet appointment. I had to go to the pet food store. I had groceries to do to try and get stocked up because tomorrow is move-in day for Damon and Allie. So it's been a go day. So I was like, okay, let's get going and let's get on here to share some crafting inspiration with you. So please, when you join, say hello. Let me know where you're coming from, and if you wouldn't mind doing me a huge favor, share my video. Sharing is caring, and it's how I reach more crafty friends. If you're watching live, up in the top corner there is going to be a red button that says live. I will be able to interact with you that way. If there is no red button, that means you're watching the recording, but please still talk to me. I will respond to any questions or comments you leave if you have anything that you'd like to ask. If you are watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button below, as well as that notification bell, so that you get notified every time a new video comes out from me. Okay, today I have some super exciting news to share with you. Stampin' Up! Has just told us that they are running a promotion for the month of June that coincides with the start of our fabulous new catalog. The catalog goes live on June 3rd. As well, remember, I will be live here on Facebook. I have created an event at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, June 3rd, and I will be live on YouTube at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, June 3rd. So the new promotion, the starter kit promotion, is in Canada, you pay $135 and you pick out $165 worth of product. There is never any shipping on the starter kit. And in most provinces, there is no tax either. In Ontario, there is no tax. There is only a couple provinces that have tax. Message me and I can have a little chat with you. But I can have members, team members, anywhere in Canada. So that is the regular promotion. The starter kit deal is you pay $135, you choose $165. But the month of June, you get to pick a free bundle, any bundle from the fabulous catalog, whether it be a punch bundle or a stamp set and die bundle, on top of your already great deal of $165 worth of product for $135. So that is on top of it. That is, oh my goodness, just amazing. I am so excited for this special for you guys. So if you have a huge wish list, I would love it if you would join my team of stampers. And if you are in another country, I have stamping friends all over the world. I can point you to a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in any country that you may be living in and watching me from. So that is the beauty of Stampin' Up! We are just one giant global family. I really do feel that way. So anyhow, I will post more about this. They just released this, so I had to get going on sharing it with you right away. Okay, so today's card. Hello Judy, hello Jeannie. How are you today? today's card is with the Beautiful World stamp set and the World Map dies. Now this here, if you've already got the catalog, you will see that they have made this. The samples in it are quite masculine with your neutral colors, your navy blues, your blacks, coppers, and all that. Well, if you've been following me for a while, you know that pink is my go-to color, as well as my I like my subtles and that. So today, the card I have created is quite far away from what Stampin' Up! Has shown us so far with this. Hello, Tammy, how are you? So this is my card with the Beautiful World. I feel that it is quite different than what you've seen in the catalog if you've already got your catalog. This is the new Magenta Madness. Since we don't have the stamp set yet, I pulled Bermuda Bay and Pool Party together. And I've used this, the feather stamp here, and then the Sentiment Adventure Awaits. My label die, I went through all of my labels to look for what I thought would coordinate the best, and I came up with this one here, and this is from the holiday catalog, the Ornate Frames dies, and it had carried over, so I knew I was good to use it. And then of course I had to use some bling, and if you take a look, I have embossed, heat embossed with my clear embossing powder over top of these stamped images. And my feathers, this is a bit of a time-consuming technique, but I really like it. It's pouncing with your markers. So my colors are Bermuda Bay, Pool Party, and then my Bermuda Bay Stampin' Right marker. And then I have also stamped on the inside. And can you see that I ran this through the subtle embossing folder to just give it that little bit more of a interest into the front of that card. So let's get started. I started with, because this has to be heat embossed, I wanted to get this feather and my Adventure Awaits done right away. The feather has the die cut for it, but I fussy cut out my Adventure Awaits sentiment. So let's start. All right, so move you over. I've got my Stamparatus. This is the perfect tool for doing something like this. Okay, I'm just looking in my screen here and you're still not seeing. Move you over just a smidge more. There we go. Get everything else out of the way. And now I see there's a few little flecks on here. So I'm going to take my Pool Party ink pad first. Hi Terry, hi Trudy. I'm going to take my Pool Party ink pad first, and because this end here, there's not much of a barrier there between the edge of the ink pad, so I'm going to use that end, and I'm going to ink up. Now I did just re-ink my Pool Party, so it's going to be a little darker than the my original, because it was getting a little dry. Pool Party is one of my to-go-to ink pads. All right, so I'm just cleaning that off. Not that it really matters, but because that can be die cut out, but just in case. And then next I'm taking my Bermuda Bay and I'm doing the exact same thing. Try to get this so that I can, it's harder to do with a camera and stand in front of you when you're not right over top, avoiding the other stamp there. So, okay, get that done. And now I'm going to take my Bermuda Bay marker, and I'm taking the brush tip end, and this is what I call pouncing. So I am just taking it because it's the Bermuda Bay is darker than the Pool Party. So I'm just going in the direction of my feathers, and I'm just tapping it or pouncing it here and there to get that ink coverage, and I want a little bit more down at the base here. So that's all I'm doing. And then I am going to move that out of the way and flip it over. We're under a heat warning here in southwestern Ontario, but I am wearing a sweatshirt because we have our air conditioning on, and in the basement it is very chilly. So there you can see the difference in the colors, that we've got some lovely variation. So now what I'm going to do is clean those stamps off. Because I'm a fussy girl, I always use a rag first, and then I take my chamois. This is my original chamois that I've been using all along. And it's very clean, so then I'm just going to take my hand and tap it off. If I could, I would wipe it on my pants. All right, so now I'm going to take my Versamark pad, and because my images haven't moved, I can take the Versamark and go right over top. Move that out of the way now. Right over top, so that I am laying down the Versamark over top of my colored image there. Okay, and I can see it's nice and shiny. So I'm just going to move this off to the side, bring in my embossing powder. And this is just my clear embossing powder that I'm using. And you could color your leaves, or your feather any color you wanted. A lighter and a darker in the same color family. Or you could go wild and do two different colors. Like a bright pink and black or something like that would be super cool. I might have to try that once we get the in colors, once we're allowed to order them on the 3rd. Okay, so I'm about to turn on my heat tool. Hello, Darlene. Hi, Brenda. Thank you, Darlene. Yeah, it's a really cool effect by just pouncing with your marker, getting that different look to that solid inked image. I don't want it to blow all around, so I'm just grabbing it. And waiting and watching for that magic to happen. Where it goes shiny. Turn it around to do the other side. Okay, and there we have our heat embossed. I love doing this technique where you emboss with a clear over your already stamped. It really makes that sentiment pop. Okay, so now we're just going to set this aside because it's very hot, and I'm going to be die cutting the feather and doing the fussy cutting out that adventure awaits sentiment. So I've got a piece of paper here, scrap paper, because isn't this a fabulous bright pink? Oh, I just love it. Okay, so now we need, oh, I put my Stamparatus over here. I need my feather, and again I'm just going to wipe off that Versamark, dry it on my chamois, and now I can actually dry it on my shorts. Okay, so and then we're just going to fill in our card front here with this. So like I said, this does take time because you have to wipe this off every single time because you don't want that dark ink to contaminate your light pool party. Make sure that I'm in screen so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going here and there. And we're going to start one right about there. Then wipe, dry on my pants, and then ink up again. And then pounce that marker. Another reason why these Stampin' Right markers are a fabulous addition to your crafting supplies. And then we're going to put one here. And I didn't quite dry that enough, I see, because it's a little bleedy, but that is okay. And we're just going to continue on until we get the desired look. You can go just a few feathers, or you can go heavy duty with those feathers. It's completely up to you and what you find visually appealing. All right, so bring one down here. Thank you, Jeannie. Yeah, it's cool. So all you need is a detailed, full-on stamp to create this with, not an open image. It's just another way to use your stamps and your ink pads and markers. We like to use all of our tools, get the most out of what we've paid for, right? So and don't forget about my catalog launch 1 week from today. The catalog goes live. I am so excited. There are so many fabulous stamp sets and dies and papers and all that kind of fun stuff in there that I cannot wait to be able to order. So I will be going live on YouTube at 1 o'clock, live on my Facebook page here. at 6 o'clock. So, and I will have to tell my household that there's 2 times that they have to be a little quiet, as I'm now out in the main part of the basement, and there'll be 6 adults living here then and 5 furry friends. So it's going to be a challenge to come to you with quiet sometimes, I think. I do apologize if you're watching and you've got any dogs. I am sorry. I hope that doesn't get them going. Sometimes it's one of those domino effects, right? So we're just continuing on. And put some in the center there. So those of you that have your catalogs, what is your favorite new in color that's coming? Do you have a favorite yet? Or are you still on the fence waiting to see it in person? So now I'm just filling in some on the outside. I guess I don't need to go too far with those feathered tips because we are now just putting here and there, because I'm going to be putting this is going to go here. So we just need to fill in just little bits here and there to complete that card front. I still have, if you are Canadian, I still have 2 spots available for my In Color Club, and I have 1 spot available for my paper share to fill them up. Yes, I did, Darlene. I looked at the color coach, and then I took my cardstock and went and held up the Magenta Madness to all of the different colors to see what I thought would look best as well. Just to, we just want to tip there. Just breathe on that because we just want the tip. So I'm wondering if I can, yep, it's lighter, so you can get a smidge more out of it. 2 stamps out of the one inked up. All right, and I just, these areas here are just a smidge too open for me. So I'm just going to put one here. Almost done. But like I said, if you are doing this yourself, you could just do a few, whatever you like. All right, so we have a spot here and just a tip there, and then I want to put one more here. Okay. So all right. So before I put this away though, let's put that out of the way, and we want the inside to be as pretty as the outside, so we are going to stamp on the inside. Let's put some in the center there. And then I'm just going to breathe on that and put it just that very light hint on my envelope. So pretty. Okay, so let's close this up, And before we do anything else, let's add our sentiment to the inside. So that is in Straight On Bermuda Bay, and congratulations on this new beginning. And I can see that was a little crooked there, so I always like to use my grid paper, the lines, to make sure that I am straight. Okay. Oh, I didn't quite get that, but that's okay. I can take the tip here and ta-da! Nobody would ever know. My O is filled in because I have my marker and I can easily just close that in. So next up, we are going to just fold and burnish using my bone folder. And we're going to bring in, oh, don't cover that. We're going to bring in the die here. We need the feather die. And where did I put my embossing folder? Oh, here it is underneath. So I'll show you how this is pretty. No, I don't think so. That's the back label part, so I like it on the front, but you can certainly have it across the back there. So this is the way it is, just the natural cardstock, and then this is with that running it through the embossing folder so you can see what the difference is going to be. I personally like the look of that embossing folder on there. I don't know if the camera is picking up the subtle difference. It just adds that little bit more, in my opinion. So I'm just going to line it up nice and straight. The subtle embossing folder truly is my go-to embossing folder. I use it constantly because it just adds that tiny little bit more to the card, I think. All right, so trying not to jiggle the table too much. Now, all of the measurements are over on my blog right now. My blog post, I had it go live at 1 o'clock. Just because I didn't know what time I was going to get around to doing my video here, my live. So I thought, you know what, let's just get it done so that no matter when I do this, the coordinating blog post is ready. All right, so I'm just going to use my die here, lining it up. And I hope that's good. And running it through. All right, get that out of the way. And there we have our die cut feather. So now, as always, this has now shrunken up, so it's not too bad, but it does shrink up. So if you're wanting to make it a little fill out a little bit more, remember, all you have to do to stretch that cardstock back is to just use your hand and give it some pressure and rub across it. And it helps to get that back into place, I think. Or you can just trim off that whatever that needs trimming. So get that. Doesn't that just look wow against that color? I think so. And I've got a little tiny bit of ink there. So let's just take my, I don't know what I touched, but take my sand eraser. There we go. And then, hello Monica, how are you? Thanks for joining today. All right, so we're gonna now just attach this to the card front. Just like so. Now the fussy cutting. I know some of you don't like fussy cutting, but I think that by fussy cutting out my sentiment, it just adds that little bit more to it. So what I do is take off to make it a more manageable size, taking that excess, and then I'm going to start right at the bottom here. That off, and then I'm going to come in rounded around that exclamation. And around my E. T. You can go much further out, have a bigger white border. If you're more comfortable with that, it's whatever. Or you could just cut this down with a die in a square type of shape. It's up to you. I enjoy fussy cutting. I find it very relaxing. Did you know that they've now said that crafting is just like meditation and has the same benefits, because when you are crafting, you are so focused on what you're doing that the troubles of the day or the world kind of just slip away, and you are focused on whatever it is you're creating, and it gives you that little bit of escape, right? Us crafters knew that all along, though, didn't we? And as you can see, I'm churning my paper. Keeping my scissors fairly straight. And by moving my paper, I'm getting less jagged cuts. And our paper snips are perfect for this kind of work. All right, so now I just want to come in and bring that just a smidge closer now that I've cut that excess off. And there we have our fussy cut sentiment. Hi, Nancy, how are you? And then you can come in, and if there's like this little teeny tiny edge there, come in and just nip that off. All right, so because I have now made this very narrow, and I don't want this to be flattened, I'm going to just come in that way and just thin that out just a hair and snip you. You don't want to flatten it out, so I'm going to cut up my teeny tiny little my baby dimensionals here. So let's just get you there. All right, so I want you, so I'm just putting a little bit of glue right in the center because that's all that's going to be on this. So we're just going to angle that slightly. And then my Adventure Awaits is going to overlap just a little bit. So what I need to do is, as you can tell, I've been doing that. I am just going to snip up some of these pieces of the dimensional. That one is actually too skinny. I kind of went wonky with that. All right, so is that going to be too thick? Nope. So we are just going to see that little strip is just going to give it enough of a stability. So then we need that strip there. And I need to cut that in half because this is for, now it's going to stick to my thumb. Where's my take your pick? All right, so we're going to take it and we're going to just put it doesn't want to cooperate because I'm on camera. Here we go. Oh, goodness gracious. It is sticking to me. Get to where I want you to go, you silly little thing. All right, stick. Stick, I say. Okay. And then our next one here. They're a little fussy when they are cut so skinny, but it's worth it. It is worth it to just do these tiny little extra things, I think. And one here. Just making sure. One and one. Okay, so now we have all of our dimensionals on the back to build that up. Peel them off. So I hope I have caused you to take another look at this stamp set if you originally thought maybe it wasn't your thing, because I took a fairly masculine type of set and turned it totally into a feminine with my bright pink and my Coastal Cabana, or sorry, my Pool Party and my Bermuda Bay. And then we're going to put these. Yeah, if you see a set that you're, and you see the samples and you're not quite sure, remember, changing your color choices totally will, I'm going to center this time, totally will make it a completely different looking. Woo, that is crooked. There we go. All right, so now we need some bling. Yeah, just by changing your color, it's going to really change the entire look of that stamp set, I feel. And again, we go in our triangle, in our threes. And I like the little ones on this because it is a Whisper White note card. So I don't want the big rhinestones that can be overpowering. And then one here, and one here. Okay, and there we have our card today using the, let me get this out of the way, with our envelope. What do you think? I really like this card. I think it is so pretty. And then with the inside, it's just a very bright and happy card. I hope you like it. I hope I've caused you to take another look at that bundle in the catalog. Thank you, Trudy. And remember, if you live in Canada and you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you work with, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. And if you love Stampin' Up! Products and you have a wish list larger than $100, why not join my team of sassy stampers? And on June 3rd is the time to do it, when you're going to get another great offering by being able to choose any bundle from the catalog. So yes, lots of excitement going on with the new catalog about to go live in just 1 week. So remember, next Wednesday is my kickoff. We'll be going through the catalog, as well as I'll be doing a make and take, or doing a card with brand new products. So I hope to see you there Wednesday, 6 p.m. on June the 3rd. I cannot wait to be able to open up that catalog and go through it with you, answer any questions that you might have. And if you live in Canada and you need a catalog, please message me, and I can get one out to you. So that is all for me today. I've been on here a lot longer than I thought, but this card did take a few more minutes with the technique I was using. So yes. So have a fabulous Wednesday evening, everybody. I'm not exactly sure what time I will be live on Friday, as it is day 1 with Damon and Allie here. So we will see how the day goes, and when I can have it quiet enough for me to go live. I don't have a door that I can close out the rest of the house sounds. So I will keep you posted. I already have the card created in that, so it's just a matter of when I can have a quiet house. So that is going to be my new reality. So I hope you have some patience and don't mind at all. Thank you so much, Trudy. You are very welcome. So have a fabulous evening, and I will see you on Friday. Bye for now.